Good day. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can decouple your awareness from your astral body. So to prepare, you want to tell yourself you're going to do it and remind yourself that astral projection isn't dangerous. And these are suggestions you can do in your head just to increase the chances of success before projection, of course. And let go of any expectations or religious views, because these will greatly obscure your observation of the astral world. So here's the actual process. You want to get into a void. A void is basically nothingness. There's nothing to observe, and there's no orientation. You can learn more about what a void is by reading Astral Dynamics by Robert Bruce. Afterwards, you want to lower your activity, and basically that means to not try to actively observe or orient yourself. And when you're done that, just look forward. And this is metaphorical because there's no forward or back. There's basically spherical awareness, and what you want to do is pinpoint the awareness in one direction. And that's what I mean by looking forward. And this will give your astral body something to slide along. So you want to move your awareness backwards while keeping your body static. Or you can keep your awareness static and move your body forwards. Either process will bring the astral body into view in front of your awareness. And if you don't have your awareness pinpointed, it seems that the astral body will immediately recouple itself after you have decoupled it. So that's why you want to have your awareness pinpointed in the direction that you're placing your astral body. So this isn't really part of the process, but you might find yourself in a very unusual place afterwards, considering you have put your astral body in a state that it's not used to. So here's an animation of this. The astral body is the outer circle, whereas the awareness is in the middle, and the direction of the awareness is depicted by the arrow. So you're going to feel a lot of resistance, and it's going to feel kind of like on-off. I personally felt more vibration and more resistance than any projection that I've ever done. It felt very unnatural, and it's probably because you spend most of your time in a tangible part of the astral world, and I don't believe that you can actually decouple your awareness in these places, or that you should decouple your awareness in these places, just because it's potentially dangerous. There's things that can occupy your astral body and things that can attack your awareness. So there seems to be some sort of safety mechanism so that you can only do this in the void, which is pretty cool. I tried to do this in outer space, by the way, which is a reflection of the physical world. It's the tangible part of the astral world. It's also very typical because astral projection just means to move amongst the stars, and that's where I was. And I tried it a couple times here, and it was pretty much impossible. Like, I wasn't even close. So that's why I've concluded that you can't actually do this unless you're in a void. And this is where I found myself after I decoupled my awareness. I was looking at my astral body, and it was basically superimposed configuration of some sort for the astral body's energy center. So all these different configurations were flickering by, and I couldn't make sense of one of them. So that's why I concluded that it was superimposed to some extent. And the imagery that I downloaded was metaphorical imagery of metaphorical imagery. It was very complicated and hard to decode. I'm not even going to try to decode it or talk about it, just because it was so abstract. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this again and hope that I'm just going to get some standard metaphorical imagery that I can decode. Because typically if you go back and observe something that you've already observed, it will seem to make more sense or be more easily comprehended by your consciousness, your waking consciousness, at least. Anyways, the wall that you see in the presentation here, that was a very energetic wall, like that. It was translucent and I could see all these energies traveling through it. So it seemed to be a tangible part of the astral world. I was still in the void, and my astral body was up against this wall. And it's really weird to come across barriers in the astral world when you're an experienced projector. You don't have things that you can't penetrate. And I seriously couldn't actually get myself to enter this barrier or go through it after I was finished observing my astral body, of course. And another weird thing is that typically when you're in a void and you want to, so if you see something that you can observe, you immediately go to observe it, and you're automatically out of the void. It's either you're in a void or not. You're not typically seeing things that you can observe in a void. And this was very odd to have this wall here. So I wanted to look behind the astral body because I was observing or inspecting it, of course. And so I tried to rotate my awareness around it, and I ended up going through this barrier. And as soon as I went through the barrier, I recoupled with my astral body, like automatically. There's nothing I can do about it. So I couldn't actually observe the other side of the body, if there was another side. But basically, this was also an indication that you can't actually, decouple your awareness or have your awareness decoupled in a tangible part of the astral world, just because it gets potentially dangerous. So you don't really need to worry about that stuff if you're really close to the astral world like I was. And yeah, afterwards, when I went into the world, I just found myself in a really weird spot. I can't really even describe it. So yeah, I hope to do this again, and this time I hope that it's not going to be so cryptic and I can actually make sense of what I'm seeing.